Today we're talking about the Harrison 32C channel strip plugin. So this plugin basically is supposed to emulate a channel strip from their 32C console. So the question is, does it actually sound like it? Does it actually sound good? And what does it sound like in a mix? So these are questions I'm going to answer in this video. If you guys want to know the answers to them, stick around after this introduction. Welcome everybody, I'm Dan Spencer and I am the Audio Sorcerer. So this is the channel where I teach you how to perfect your audio recording, mixing, and mastering skills. So before we get to the video, make sure you guys smash that like button. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell to know when I have new videos coming out. So without further ado, today we're talking about the Harrison 32C channel plugin. So this just came out last week. And it's currently on sale for half the price that it's going to be. So it's $49 right now. So if you guys end up liking this plugin after watching this video, I do have a link in the description below where you guys can go purchase it. So the question is, what is this plugin? Well, it basically represents a channel strip in their 32C console. And it's actually very good. I mixed a whole song using this plugin. I essentially replaced my CLA mix hub in my chain with this. Because as you guys know, that's my go-to channel strip plugin because I like SSL. But I figured, well, hey, this just came out. Let's try out the Harrison here. And I gotta say, it actually sounds really good. But again, I want you guys to make the determination on whether you guys think it sounds good or not. And you guys can, hear my little demo later and make up your own minds. So one thing that I just want to point out here I think is really cool, let me scroll down, is that it says that, like the EQ here, it says that every resistor, capacitor, and transistor is included in the model. So they're basically emulating everything about the Harrison console inside of this plugin, at least from the EQ standpoint there, but it is everything else too. I mean, you got EQ, you got your channel strip compressor, you got your filters, of course you have an in and output here, but you also have some automatable routing, which means you can kind of restructure how the order of your routing happens. Do you want your EQ first? Do you want your compression first, etc.? But we'll talk about that later when we actually look at the plugin. So in this tutorial, the point of it here is for you guys to learn how this channel strip works, and of course to hear it and help you decide on whether this is something you want to add to your plugin arsenal or not. So with that being said, let's actually get into this tutorial and look at the user interface. Alright, so here we are in Pro Tools, and I have the Harrison 32C channel strip plugin open. So starting on the top left, this is our input-output section, and this VU meter here will show you your input level. And if you want to adjust your input and output level, you can simply adjust these knobs right here. And on the input side, you also have a phase button, of course, as most channel strips do. Now going over to the right here, this is your EQ section. And this EQ is very similar to an SSL EQ. You have 4 bands to work with, and the top and bottom bands can be shelves or bells, and by default they are shelves, but if you want to change them to bells, just simply hit the bell button and you'll see that it changes the icon. So moving down below the equalizer, we have our filters, and you have a high pass and low pass filter. And if you want to change the shape of the filters, you can simply hit the bump button and you'll see you get a little bump there. And what that does is it bumps it at the frequency you're cutting at. So I actually did a video on something like this, and it's popping up in the top right corner now. And this little technique will help you get a more focused and dialed in low end, which actually makes it seem bigger in the end. So if you guys are interested in learning that technique, check out that video after this one. So below the filter section, we have the routing section, and this is where you can simply just drag these around and reorder your routing. Okay, so if you want, your filters to come first, just drag them over there, and they're now first. Okay, very simple. And then we'll keep going in a circle here. So we'll go to compressor. So the compressor has 3 different modes. You have compressor, leveler, and limiter. Now, the compressor does not give you a attack and release. It simply gives you a ratio. If you go to the leveler, you get an attack. If you go to the limiter, you get a release. So it's kind of interesting. So I actually end up using the compressor on most individual tracks. If I want to really smooth something out, I will use the leveler and I'll adjust the attack to my liking, but I will also smash the leveler. I don't really smash the compressor that hard. So, I mean, I'm not really, I guess if I was doing vocals, I don't have vocals in this session, but a lot of like instruments, I don't really smash them that hard with compression anyway. So I think vocals probably be the place where I would actually be using this compressor hard. And then the limiter, I don't think I'm really using the limiter in here because, well, I don't really use limiters on channel strip plugins. So, but you have it in here if you want to use it, okay? So that is the channel strip plugin here in a nutshell. I do want to give you a warning, and this is for the newbies. There are no presets in here. So you have no presets to get you to a starting point. So you do need to know how to mix to some extent to use this plugin, okay? So I guess you could say this is not the most newbie-friendly plugin, but it sounds good, and that's all that really matters. So what I want to do for the listening portion of this video is I don't really want to solo up individual tracks and let you hear what I did that way. What I like to do is actually bypass all of the 32C channel strip plugins, and let's listen to the song, the verse and chorus, and then the second time around, I'll enable them and you can hear the difference. Now, yes, we're going to hear maybe some level differences because of the EQ and such, but I did a pretty good job of gain staging everything, so you should get a pretty good, one-to-one example here. So with that being said, we'll get into the listening portion of this video, and we'll start with all the 32C channel strip plugins bypassed, and then we will bring them in. So let's give it a listen. All right, so I'm really digging what I was able to do with this channel strip. Now, of course, we're hearing it mixed with it using EQ compression. So of course, the overall song sounds obviously more focused, a lot clearer, and just overall blended better. But I think the thing that really sticks out to me is just how much more warm and analog sounding it overall sounds. And that is really the benefit that I'm trying to get when I put something through analog emulation. And that's really the point of this channel strip beyond, EQ and compression. So I really would like to know what you guys think. So leave a message in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of this channel strip plugin. Again, if you do end up liking it, I have a link in the description below where you guys can purchase it. And right now it is 50% off. That is its introductory price. And if you guys end up liking this video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe because I'm making this content for you, and hit that notification bell to know when I have new videos coming out. So with that being said, until the next video, I will see you guys later, and peace out.